right, David, give me the goods.
Last time I talked to you guys, I think it was during the 1K stimulus event when I was going to be hitting the Hawaii the next day. I played all day in the 1,000. I just played pretty tight, straightforward poker. Never really got anything going. Stayed about average until towards I think the 10th level of the day. And the blinds caught up to me. I was forced to make a move with ace 10. I believe a guy had 2 9s. He won the race and I was out. It wasn't too sad because then it meant I could make my flight to Hawaii. I went to Hawaii, had a great time with some friends. We played a lot of Magic, hung out. We didn't really go to the beach because the beach right outside of our beach house was like kind of shallow and rocks, not a coral or whatever you want to call it, but we had a great pool. And it was just a lot of fun. I mean, playing Magic with your friends that we grew up with, this is awesome. I went to the tournament, did pretty well. I got 64th, made the money, so it's better than I've done here. I cashed 1 for 1 there. I'm 0 for 9 right now here at the World Series, which kind of hurts. Came back from Hawaii. I landed on the 8th, which was the day before my birthday, and I had a huge birthday party at Excess. My friends who run the club or own it or whatever, basically I'm friends with the entire company because they own Tristan Dre's. Jesse and AK and all the guys there took care of me and caught me a lot of bottles, and I had 4 tables and lots of friends came out, and it was one of the best nights. My mom was in town and I brought her out with me and had a pretty awesome party. And then the next night on Tuesday was my actual birthday. I had another party at Lavo. It's kind of like the official party. They had flyers they gave out. I put a picture on Facebook with like the ad, and it says come through to celebrate my birthday. And that was another crazy intensive night that went till deep in the morning the next day. Luckily, my next event wasn't until Wednesday at 5 p.m., the 10K no limit deuce to 7. So I was able to get a lot of rest, and I actually showed up to that. I was on time and I was fine. I didn't have a hangover or anything like that because I took it a little easier on Tuesday. Played that event. I had a pretty tough table, but all the tables were tough. Danny Alai, who actually beat me for the bracelet on that event in 2006. We were heads up in the same event. Jeff Losandro, David Benjamin, I'm trying to think off the top of my head who else was there, Vanessa Russo. Really tough table. Played pretty late into the night. Got eliminated with like about 1 level left in the day again, which seems to be a pattern in the bigger events for me. And after that, I was kind of disgusted, waited and wanted to make sure I played the 10K heads up because that's an event I really like. I did well in last year. I did well in the NBC heads up this year. I've really been, practicing heads up play and doing better in it. And my first round, I played against a kid from Europe I've never met before, but he's a pretty straightforward kind of, not too tricky player, but he just made a lot of hands. And our match lasted for like 2.5 hours almost. There weren't many matches going when we were completed, and when we got to the end, the blinds were pretty high. I mean, we only had about, the average stack I think was maybe 15 or 10 big blinds each, if I remember correctly. And I woke up with 2 9s, and he moved in, and I called him, and he had ace queen, and he won the race. So this time, I had the 9s and lost that time. So I played a couple of other events. I played a 2,500 PLO and a few of the smaller no limits, 2K no limits. And I think I've realized in the 2K no limits, I got to start showing up at noon. They made it where you can buy in up until 2 hours late and get a full stack, and I've just been kind of taking it easy and show up at 2 or right after the break and have a full stack. But then the blinds are still 50 and 100, or 75, 150, and you don't have as much room to play poker and maneuver. You have to pretty much win your first hand. So I think it's important to really get there at 12 from now if I'm going to play the smaller buy and no limit events, so that I can have some time to play actual poker with the players who are more inexperienced. And I'm pretty depressed about yesterday. The 5K PLO was an event I was really looking forward to. Last year it had rebuys, and I was actually able to play it on 1 bullet. And I believe I got 16th there, right around there. I'm pretty sure 16th or 14th, and had a pretty big cash because of all the rebuys people made. And I've done well in PLO tournaments. I cashed in the 10K one last year. So last night, I was really excited about it. I started at 12. I got there on time. I didn't want to miss any of it. Got to 50,000 pretty quickly, and then kind of just sat around all day grinding and went to dinner, came back, had about 30, had about 40 after dinner, and really didn't play any hands. And next thing you know, I'm down to 20 and after a couple hours, and then coming into the last level, I got down to like 15,000, and then blinded myself down to about 10 because I just never had an opportunity, and finally got it all in against Matt Giannetti, who's one of my good friends, and I put it in like a hand calculator, and it turns out we were almost exactly 50-50. He was 50.5 and I was 49.5 or something like that. He won the race, but it was my chips are so small, even if I doubled up, I was still going to be in dire need. So I was really disappointed to play and get knocked out with about 20 minutes left in the day again in another large buy-in event. I mean, it just seems like I went cold at the end of the day, and that's like the theme in those events, and I need to really have a rush at the end. So I don't think I'm going to play the 10K stud 8 or better tonight. I like the game, but maybe I just need to take a break, save some money, and wait for the 10K PLO on Sunday, on Saturday night, which is one of my favorite events. I've done well 2 years in a row in that event, and I really think I have a good mindset on how to play PLO tournaments. A lot of players do things I don't think, they take some unnecessary risk. I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but I'm really looking forward to that event. So hopefully things will change.
Great. Thanks, David. Good luck.